This is a Poet Punch podcast. Right.
We're back.
Right, hello.
And
Hello.
there's another guest.
There's another guest this time.
Oh my god, who?
Nobody. It's not
Is it
relevant.
me?
They're not relevant.
Oh.
Fell off.
Yeah.
It's Gupte, everyone.
Hi.
Gupte of Poet Punch Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And nothing else. I've never been on another
Yeah.
podcast in
Real.
my life.
No.
Yeah, no, nothing.
I've never even heard of Saka.
If it was about...
I don't know. I'm sorry,
Sorry,
Tom. I
what
just
do you mean?
blacked
Are you
out for
talking
a
about...
second.
No, never mind. Never mind. That's for later.
That's for later.
That's for later. Don't worry.
I actually don't know what you're talking about, but
Yeah,
this is
don't
good.
worry,
This
don't
is
worry.
good.
Yeah.
All right. The premise today is a bit different.
Mm-hmm. We're not doing any rolling. You'll be glad to hear. No, just keeping it simple.
We thought that on such a special day,
Mm-hmm.
on this most sacred of evenings,
April
Thursday.
1st.
yes,
Is this definitely coming out on April 1st?
Oh yeah,
It
sorry.
better
I
fucking
forgot.
do.
Have fun
I
editing
forgot.
this.
It's April 1st. Sorry. It's not Thursday. It's Monday.
Tuesday.
Monday.
I think
Tuesday?
Hold on.
Should be
Let
Monday.
me check. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday.
I should
It's
know
a
this
lovely
because
Monday
my
morning.
April 1st is my dog's birthday. I should know this.
Don't look at the calendar for anything else.
Diabetic hell.
My
Oh,
God.
my bad.
I cannot
That's not
believe.
right.
I cannot believe
Tuesday. It's
that
fucking Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Hello. Unless you're watching this any day later than today. You're actually not allowed to watch this on any day other than April 1st.
It's fucking
Yeah, this podcast
Tuesday.
was
and next year
self-destruct.
it won't be. And
It's
next year it
fucking-
won't be Tuesday.
It's fucking real. That's actually so true. Right. Okay. So,
Cool.
everyone here is familiar with the television show Hawkeye.
Yes, we've all watched it.
We've all watched Hawkeye, right?
Finally.
And audience listeners, if you have not watched Hawkeye,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing with your
What are you
life?
doing?
What are you doing?
I bet you watched Daredevil Born Again and you didn't watch Hawkeye, didn't you?
Is that good?
I still haven't seen
It is
Born
good.
Again.
It's
I've
I've
just
heard a lot
been
of
watching
mixed
the
reviews.
original
So
again.
far,
I've been having so
there
much
have
fun.
been 6 episodes out of the 9.
Yeah,
It's very good.
I've all I've heard is that it's good, and I'm keeping it at that because I just want to. I want to have an excuse to rewatch all of the Daredevil stuff because I love that fucking show.
We'll catch
That
up.
was my shit back in the day. All right.
Yeah, I've
And it is-
only
and-
seen
and
a
the-
couple of episodes of the original. I should
You
watch
don't
it.
need to have seen it as long as you know who roughly the characters are.
Yeah.
No, but I remember enjoying what
long
I
as-
have
yeah,
seen.
as
You
long as-
should. You
as-
should
as long
watch
as-
the
as long
original
as-
because
I'll say
it is
this,
good.
As long as you know who Foggy Nelson is, as long as you know who Karen Page is, as long as you know who Kingpin is,
Yeah.
and his wife Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Yeah, literally,
And
the two.
Vanessa, my
Vanessa.
love, Vanessa.
I bought
Let's
a
go
painting.
for dinner.
I bought a painting from the White Room.
I Vanessa, I buy many things for you.
Yeah, and as long as you know vaguely who the Punisher is, and
Yeah.
you know what New York is,
That's a lot of
You
things.
should know what New
to
York
know.
is.
you should also know.
You should be familiar
Um,
with Hell's Kitchen
You should
as
know
a concept.
what the police are as a concept.
Yeah, you should know
and
what police
crime
are.
is.
Yes.
That's actually probably the most important one.
Anyway, so back to what happened.
Yeah.
So in Hawkeye, right? Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, goes to a musical with his family for Christmas because it's New York and that's what you do, right? But because it's in the MCU, they're going to Rogers, the musical.
It's like
which
Hamilton.
is broadly, it's kind of like Hamilton, but it's broadly about Steve Rogers' life, and the bit that he sees is the Save the City song and dance moment where they're in New York in 2012.
Yeah.
Right? And then they have little silly bits like Ant-Man being there for absolutely no reason and having more stage time than Hawkeye.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you've seen
Right.
the like Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's kind of similar to their season 4 or 3. Is it season?
I'm pretty sure
I
there
don't
is
know-
no
I
season
don't know
four.
what's
the
going
the
on
Ember,
Season four.
don't worry.
Yeah.
The Ember
Fake fan.
Island episode, if I'm not mistaken. That's for the real ones out
There's
there
only
who
one-
watch the
look,
things I
there's
tell
only-
them to
There's only
watch.
3 books. We all know this.
Every kids' TV
just
show
goodness.
has 3 books.
Or acts. the first act is water.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I-
so
yeah.
I
The
think
I
second
actually can't
act
remember.
is Earth.
Yo, wait, okay,
And
so
the third
hold on.
final act.
Shut the fuck up, Thomas.
I
Shut
only
the fuck.
just
I don't need
noticed
to know
this.
about this anymore.
I only just noticed this
What?
for
Go on.
audience listeners. We have we've pulled up like research on the musical
Uh-huh.
and stuff. I didn't know Alan Menken wrote music for this.
Yeah.
That's
the,
awesome.
The cast is like a famous
It's like
Broadway
all-
No,
all
but
cast.
Broadway
like
people,
Alan
yeah.
Menken, I am something of a theater kid. I've been singing for a while now. Oh my
Right.
god, I've almost been singing
Facts.
for 20 years. So Alan Menken's my shit. I've been I'm literally learning a thing from Beauty and the Beast right now.
Right.
That's my boy.
So what I was going to bring up is I think the way that we do this, because all I know for today is that we should do this rapid fire.
Yeah.
Right?
Which scares me a lot.
Which scares everyone, but I'm going to have great fun with it. But I think what we should do is we should have one musical for each phase. So Rogers is
God.
phase 1. Right?
Okay.
I
Right,
like
Rogers is phase 1,
Mhm.
and then phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase
Not
5,
to
phase
remind
6.
me about the phases.
Okay.
Yeah, but Tom will have to remind us both about the
Fine.
phases.
Oh,
Actually,
this is the
Jamie,
perfect
pull that up.
episode.
Put the phases up.
No, I can do it. I can
Jamie,
do
This is
it.
the
pull that
perfect
up.
I can do it.
episode
No,
for
but-
me to
but
be
it'll
in.
help us. It'll help us.
Okay,
Put it
fine,
up. Put it
fine.
up.
This
Put
is
it up.
awesome. I was not I didn't know I was gonna be on this episode
Yeah,
until
man.
this morning, and
Yeah,
then
man.
and it's perfect. I love musicals.
It was literally like Rue being like, "Can I sit in the corner and draw while you guys do the podcast for the next one, so I can be there for the other podcast
her,
that doesn't
and then
exist."
I'll black out for half
Yeah.
an hour and we won't record
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. And then I was just like, "That's silly."
1 second.
This is awesome.
Thomas is throwing away his sandwich because he dropped it on the floor like an idiot, like a fool, like a moronic individual.
It's like an audiobook. Thomas
Thomas
returned to his
So-
seat.
Thomas returned to his seat.
So,
He
the
scrolls.
MCU, according
Right.
to release order,
Uh huh.
phase 1 starts with Iron Man in 2008. It's then
And then ends with
it's then
Avengers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The movies in that involve.
Right.
So it is Iron Man, it's the Incredible Hulk, it's
Uh-huh.
Iron Man 2, it's then Thor, it's Captain America,
Yeah.
the first Avenger,
Yeah.
and then it's the Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm. And then phase 2.
Phase 2 is Iron Man 3,
Which I think is a good contender already.
Thor: The Dark World.
Mr. President, get down.
Yeah. And then it's the Winter Soldier.
I don't know if
And-
in the MCU they would talk about Hydra that much, because if anything that's kind of like the latest 9/11. But to be fair,
So's the
so
Battle
is
of
the
New
2012 Battle
Yeah.
of New York. It's just more that's just like,
I wasn't-
our government's corrupt.
York. I wasn't done.
All right, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's the Winter Soldier, and then it's also Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't think that would be
Yeah.
relevant.
Yeah.
And then it's Avengers 2.
When's For the Dark World in this? Because that's before all of
That's
this.
right, it's the second one.
I don't remember.
Oh, you didn't
enough
say
of
it.
I did
to-
say it.
Oh, okay. Where's right? I think just put it up. Just put it up. You're on it. Just put it up. Jamie, pull that up
on the big screen
on
that
the big
is in
screen,
front of
Thomas.
us.
Yes.
Just put it up.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Put it
in
up.
an
It
audio
does.
format.
No, it's fine,
This,
don't worry.
this is the timeline order.
Right. Get the phases up.
So there's an entire
This
timeline.
Wikipedia page is so long.
Fell
This,
off.
Joe, you know what?
Fell off.
This is why it's better that I can just recite it off the top of my head.
No, but it helps visually. There's no point having this big screen for that, and then
Actually,
we're just like,
this is really useful to me because I didn't know what was going on.
it is, but equally, I'm a visual learner. Your Honor.
So you can close your
This
eyes.
is good. This is good.
Oh my
Right,
god.
right. Okay, phase 2, Age of Ultron. So, as you've said, Iron Man 3, For the Dark World, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then boom,
Age of Ultron. Oh,
Age of Ultron, which is a good one, and Ant-Man is a good one as well.
Ant-Man's a good ending for it.
Mm.
But we have to keep up the point that Ant-Man is around already.
I think Ant-Man would be brilliant because it would then explain why
He's there, but why is he there?
Do you know what? Okay, I think. No, I'll
We're
get
getting
back to
too
that
bogged
later.
down.
I'll get back to
I-
that later.
I have so many ideas that I'm holding back, so I
Yeah,
promise
yeah.
you
Okay.
we will have...
I have one as well now.
So we
Don't
then
worry.
get to phase 3,
Mm-hmm.
which is Captain America Civil War,
Mhm.
Doctor Strange,
Mhm.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man Homecoming,
Mm-hmm.
Thor Ragnarok,
Mhm.
Black Panther,
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Infinity War,
Mhm.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel,
Mhm.
Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home.
Indeed.
Right. Now, I don't think that each phase should be all of these movies. I think we need to
Yeah.
pick
It's
which...
a one. Yeah, it's a pick one
We need to
from
pick
this
a
phase kind
character
of deal.
who's in the majority of this phase.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
It's more just what's a good story.
Yes, no, I think
Yes,
we
we
pick
do.
a
We
character.
need a
Ant-Man. Throw an Ant-Man in everything.
Hang on, my thing got disconnected.
Just take it off.
Hold.
Bruce scurrying.
No, don't talk as if this will make it into the edit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I never would do that.
We do need a protagonist because otherwise it'll be an absolute mess.
Yeah.
Oh, throughout all of these? No,
No, per musical.
Oh, of course. That wasn't.
Then what the fuck did you think?
That's what we
that was
said.
confusing me. Okay, because you said throughout all of the films in a phase.
Within a phase.
Within a phase.
No, not necessarily. I think we pick and choose what is the relevant film within a phase.
No,
we
it's
need
not
a relevant character.
No, it's a relevant character, and you do whichever films they appear in as the musical.
Yes, but
but
you don't like if Ant-Man's a really good one, you don't go okay, and now we have to pick a different one because
no, but you would skip. So you would skip out on certain movies. That,
for sure. But
the public.
But we shouldn't go for ones where it's like, you need to get one that has the majority
of the films. This is a lot of stuff that I feel like is case by case anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we should just start with phase 1 and then go as we go.
Let's see. Yeah, so we got Rogers.
So we don't need to list all of the movies.
Rogers is phase 1, but I think another phase 1 would be good. And then before
no, we can just say what we stick with Captain America as Rogers for the phase 1, but we talk about what other scenes exist in this.
It's only one act
musical.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So before
and that's
we start,
clearly the third act.
All right, Tom. All right. So all right. 15 minutes.
So Nat set up a timer.
We're not even done with the
go. Now.
We're not done with.
So Nat has set and started a timer without explaining what she's timing.
I will not accept
Tom
a mutiny in this
is screaming at her.
Real. Anyway.
Order.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Committing domestic abuse.
It's a clown house in here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom's evil.
Yeah.
Right.
I cannot express to you guys.
There are more than 3 phases in the MCU.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that instead of just like boringly listing every single phase, we start with phase 1.
Yeah.
And we just list them as we go.
We've already listed like 3 phases.
Yeah,
that's why we should get to the next bit.
There's 2
it's
more.
our world and we're living in
it. I can always re-edit this if I need
to. Tom, look, phase 4 has Hawkeye. So we should start with phases 1 to 4 and then move on from there. Right?
What are you talking
about?
Because Hawkeye is our baseline for this episode.
Guys.
What in heaven's name?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm making sense. All right, start with phase 1. Finish off Rogers the musical.
Holy! What the fuck are these movies? Sorry. What are these?
That's a no. See, now that is the
the future. We don't talk about that.
This is an old.
It's fine. Don't worry.
No,
it's fine. Don't worry.
That's the second Black Panther, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it is the second Black Panther, but it's them having a weird.
No, this is them.
Oh yeah, that's true because Captain Marvel Warbird doesn't exist.
Yeah, this is them with like A-Force and stuff.
But let's not dwell.
Yeah, you're focusing too much on that. It's because you're on marvelfanon.wikia rather than Marvel MCU.
Because guess what? This is useless. Or the Wikipedia was useless.
I like how quickly you turned against it.
Let's do phase 1.
Let's do phase 1.
Guys, I think we should do phase 1.
We should do phase 1.
No, really, you're right.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Tom, shut up. A
15
woman
minutes
is
starts now. 15 minutes starts now. Right. So we got
Wait,
Rogers.
wait. Before you start, what the fuck is the 15 minutes for?
We're working out the rest of Rogers.
Okay.
Right? So, Rogers already has Save the City as a big beat. That's 2012, right?
That's the
Invasion of Space.
The third act.
That's like the third act of that show, right?
Yeah.
So 2012.
Every musical has
Save
3 acts.
Save the City.
No,
just
it
like
doesn't.
Sonic the
And
Hedgehog.
I'm about to like not info dump, but
hurry up.
Yeah, go on. Rapid fire.
I think we need to go by like songs actually rather than acts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. But a song for each movie that Captain America's in, so 2 songs.
So here's my thing. Opening number, usually a chorus number. I'm thinking opening number, we're setting the scene that World War II is about to happen.
It's Bucky going away. It's Bucky going away.
Bucky going away will be a part of it.
I think we do a bit of non-linear storytelling here, and the opening song. The opening song is Steve Rogers in New York for the first time, being like, "Oh my god, everything's brand new," or some shit like that. And then we go back to World War II, kind of like the...
Sure.
I love that, because I like the idea of the staging being spotlight on Steve Rogers, and then one by one, every single screen in Times Square lights up.
This is great, because he's wearing, like, the six-pack suit, and then they have to quickly, like, dress rehearsal, take off the six-pack suit, and then bring him back to weak little man.
You mean quick change?
Wait, are we hiring a skinny guy?
I reckon it has to be that you're hiring a skinny little theatre kid twink, and then you're putting a full bodysuit on him, but you have to do quick changes every now and then?
I would assume that it's just 2.
No, please. Why would you pay 2 actors when actors are trained to quick change in under 30 seconds?
Six-pack?
I don't know if you can tell, listeners, but I am a theater kid.
Right, so we start with 2012 with him wandering.
Times Square. Just
Times Square.
Literally, it begins with him. It's like his heartbeat monitor thing. He's in the. I actually don't know if he's in the gown, but for the sake of staging, I would have.
Sure,
him
he's in the gown now.
In the gown.
He's in
and
he's
in a
whatever. He
medical
wakes
gown.
up.
No, he's in a t-shirt.
But it doesn't
And
matter.
it's just like-
And
the thing about musicals is that they always have like a hook line kind of thing that repeats later on and means something else later. So,
Where am I?
I can do this all day. No, I can do this all day is the bit that
Yeah.
is used
Oh,
yeah, 'cause they
throughout.
do
I
that
could
in
do this
the-
all day.
yeah.
Definitely a
Because
song.
it's already in
There's
the-
multiple. So his
Yeah.
motif bit would be like, I don't know what, but I like the screen idea, and he's disoriented, and it's like, where did it all go?
The first song he says, "Can I do this all day?" Because he's lost and confused.
That makes no sense.
He's lost and confused.
Why
Your
would
Honor.
you? Why would you
'Cause-
wake
'cause
up and
he's-
go?
'cause he's
Can I
waking-
do this all day?
Yeah, but then that's where you go, ooh, why is he saying that? And then
I think
and
we
then
can
you go to
revisit
him
that.
being a weak little
Yeah,
boy.
I think we can circle back
We'll
round.
circle back
Let's
round to
circle
that.
back
Let's
round.
circle back
We'll
round to
circle
that.
back
By the
round
way,
to that
we've
in
got
12
minutes.
12 minutes and 10
12
seconds.
12 minutes.
So
all right. So the beat of First Avenger, right, is he is weak man. He tries to get himself drafted multiple different times. He can't, right, and then he finds a German scientist who says, "Ooh, you're a fun little man. You're quite good at being brave."
This is wasting time.
Yeah. Go. But right. So I think we do a whole montage, like in the Book of Mormon, where it's like, hello, the door knocking at the beginning,
Yeah.
right? But it's him trying to get drafted at different
I
places.
was literally
yeah,
having
yeah,
the
yeah.
same
so
idea.
That basically, right? So we
Yeah.
have drafting.
The draft
we have drafting.
song. The drafting
The
song.
draft.
The draft song.
Stop pulling on that.
I keep disconnecting my headphones.
Timer paused
Why did you pause the timer?
because Rue's readjusting.
No,
Right,
I'm done.
Readjusting. Cool. Right. 11 minutes 28. Go.
I don't like the timer thing because I'm like, my autism is activating,
You're
but I
wasting
can't.
time.
You're wasting time. You're wasting time.
The next song is Bucky going away and him being
Farewell.
Like,
It's called Farewell.
Well,
Okay, I think you guys need to know
Bye-bye,
how
Bucky.
musical numbers
Bye-bye,
work.
Bucky.
Actually, no. That's a talkie point. He talks to Bucky. Bucky leaves.
I would say it's nestled into the drafting song.
Yes.
Yeah.
He while
It's
he's
a
doing the drafting.
interlude.
Yeah. It's like halfway
Or
through,
it's
yeah.
the instigator of the drafting song.
And then we need a song.
No, it's an interlude. I would say.
Okay.
I think like we did have like a talkie. The scene of him talking to the German doctor guy is still talkie. And then,
that's
right at the end
of the drafting is that he, one of the drafting things he meets the German guy.
Montage
at
the military base is another song.
Yeah. So training song.
Don't remember that. Oh yes, and that would be a sort of marching song kind of thing where
Yes.
the trainer sings, and then it ends with the like grenade thing, and it is a very like metaphorical.
Oh,
like,
I can see
how
the
much
grenade
would you
being
give
like
for your
he jumps on
country?
it. He jumps on it, and then the stage lights go out.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
that's
then they
like,
fade back in slowly, and it's like interesting that one guy,
Yeah.
and then
And then there's
whatever else
we need
happens.
a Peggy Carter
Love interest
solo
song. Yeah.
that she does.
When does he meet her?
She needs to have like repeat songs,
her
like
song,
interlude, like
her song is when
A motif.
I reckon that the intermission on the whole show is when he goes into the ice, and then it finishes on a solo song of her missing him, and then we on the other side of the intermission is when we get back to the waking up in it's him in New York again.
I would say that definitely before intermission, the showstopper is him going into the ice. I would have it open with her missing him. Or
yes, that's how you would do it. You would have Peggy kind of send it like a final farewell,
even if
and then it's in the future.
Even if it is non-diegetic, her at the front of like downstage rather, and like singing with like a spotlight keeping her out of the thing, and then him waking up.
Actually, I can imagine her singing at the front, but then behind her is in silence.
The room.
In silence. It's Steve Rogers and Nick Fury like talking
Mm-hmm.
about like and him explaining how the future is now, but we don't get to hear any of that. We're just seeing them.
Can I suggest
Go on.
opening after intermission? She's singing like her goodbye or whatever her it would be a reprise of whatever she sings in the first act, and then in the as she is singing, I can literally hear it as she is like singing a repeated line or something. We can hear the slow growing sounds of the radio that he wakes up to, and we see the room of him waking up. And when she stops singing and the sound quote unquote cuts to him, it's literally where we left him in Times Square. And then
okay, and then
we meet the Avengers.
Another song.
And then
another song that we need to introduce very quickly, but
in the beginning or first or second?
In the first, at the kind of towards the end of the first one, is his fight against the Nazis and against Hydra. that leads up to. So we basically do all of the action sequences, including like, we need like one where he loses Bucky.
Yeah.
We need action sequences of him saving all of the soldiers.
Right.
That's music.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need a second one that's him going. It's him like taking down Hydra and getting onto the plane.
The Saving Bucky song has to pair up with the Losing Bucky song, I reckon.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
The also like
Saving Bucky, Losing Bucky.
Whatever Bucky's theme is in like the beginning, definitely a slow, sad reprise of it when he's quote unquote dying.
Oh, maybe have the like a little bit of a musical cue when Bucky's saying goodbye to him when he's going off to war. So Bucky going off to war, and then
I would write it like the interlude when he's doing the drafting thing. It's Bucky's sort of recurring phrase or whatever would be like, "Hold on, just hold on, whatever."
Yeah.
And
then it's that on the train.
Then it's a slower like, "Hold on,"
and then he's gone.
Yeah, and then he's gone, and then we have like instrumental reprise of that when he sees Bucky again.
Yes.
But that's for a later thing.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we've done essentially drafting song.
Tom's realizing I'm a genius.
No, I'm realizing what I want to do for phase 2.
So we got Times Square, drafting song, and then training song ends with the grenade, and then we've got Save the City at that bit. We've also got the intermission at Ice, stage lights,
where
Final
they fight
Farewell.
For their right to stay in the
Saving and
country.
Losing Bucky songs are kind of in there as well, right? And then
how many songs? How long is this?
Long.
It's like I'm picturing that it's like
1,000 acts.
It's like a couple of hours.
55 acts.
It's a couple of hours.
It's probably
That's
at least
a normal musical.
In the show, Clint is bored, so probably at least 3 hours.
Yeah, I think he's bored just because he doesn't strike me as a musical guy.
He's also his kids are bored.
All right, we're wasting time. We're wasting time.
All right.
We can do a post game after.
Yeah.
I don't like the timer, man.
I had something.
No, I had something.
You're wasting time.
If you remember, then say it, but don't.
Right. So
don't keep saying.
Okay, so we need a song where he becomes strong, like that whole him coming out of the lab. That needs to be a beat for sure. Especially because that's an amazing costume change, like scene moment, right?
Okay.
So that has to be something.
Stronger.
Especially because his friend. It's called Stronger. It's called Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
I mean, it could be.
It's a jukebox musical.
I think that for time's sake, because if we want the entire second act to be about the like Avengers, him getting drafted, saying goodbye to Bucky, and then
the training montage.
Talking.
Sorry.
A woman is talking.
Sorry, I'll sit my ass down.
Yeah, sit your ass down.
And listen.
I would have like the drafting thing, and then it's kind of like a if I was stronger. And then him getting rejected.
Oh, so the drafting song. Yeah.
And then interlude with Bucky going, hold on.
Yes.
And using hold on in every iteration of it. So like hold on as in wait, hold on.
Right.
Like Steve kind of being like, if I could just get into a hold on.
Oh, because these are perfect as well, because you can immediately flip them into
and then
Let's go to the second half now.
And
we have 5 minutes.
the experimentation.
She's not done.
The experimentation bit. So is a like callback to the Stronger part, where it is the actual song that was foreshadowed in the music from before. It's actually is called Stronger.
Yeah.
Yes.
People who write music will understand.
And I get this. And then so with the second act, you can immediately use Hold On and Stronger immediately. So like even when Iron Man is going in that weird blender bit on the airship, right?
Blender.
He's going into the propeller.
So don't explain anything.
Anyway, he can they can have a hold on song there, right? And you can also have a Hulk getting stronger moment, and then have that be
you don't need a song. It's like in Hamilton, for example, just repeated phrases.
A great joke song is
4 minutes.
A great joke song is the bet he makes with Nick Fury that nothing will impress him in the future. He's like, oh, everything's the same. And then it's just have a song of like, as they're going through the ship and talking about the new things that exist in the world.
Oh my god, that would be the patter song.
He begins his checklist that's in Winter Soldier.
That would be the patter song. It's like, welcome to the future. It's Nick Fury singing a, like it's like a can-can
and it's like,
line.
and it's like, cause this and it's like just listing off like new things. And it's like, we have that.
There's a song just
televised
like...
baseball. It's basically radio. Like this kind of thing going on and on and on. And then eventually it's like, oh, and did I tell you the ship flies, and then it's like the end of the song.
Oh my god.
And then it's like Tony Stark, and it's like all the people there. And then we have I reckon we skip a lot of the Avengers movie that the public doesn't know about. So we kind of Loki arrives.
Anything Shield, anything Black Widow trying to get Hulk, anything like that.
I think Loki arrives in Germany.
Yeah.
The Avengers capture him.
Yeah.
And then we have like a song of Loki's like deception.
Oh, he's villain song for sure.
Comes on stage and says he's stronger, right? And then
okay, you're really stuck on the stronger thing.
I like it.
Yes,
it's simple.
But musicals have multiple of those.
Yes. And then we have Loki's villain song that happens in Germany,
right?
And then it has a reprise at the top of in New York with Stark Tower stuff. We involve the Tesseract is mentioned in the song that Nick Fury is saying, and we found this cube, and he's like, I already know about the Tesseract. That kind of thing is happening.
Yes, that's a good way of
and then we get to and then we finally get to the Save the City song.
Yes.
I also would love to have like a. Oh wait, have you guys seen Les Mis? Have either of you seen Les Mis?
Yes, I've seen the film.
The bit at the very beginning, there's a bit where there's at the very beginning there's like a song where they're arguing and it's one of those like back and forth type numbers. 1000%, I would love to have one with Tony and. I know it's not like a thing that we would put in this because we're talking about what's public in the Marvel universe.
Tony and Steve bickering is not.
But Tony and Steve
we can do that later. We can do it in
Tony
we could
and
do that
Steve
later,
bickering would be a fun like back and forth. What's it called? Call and response song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That song. 1 minute 50.
Yes. So I think that covers it.
Yes.
With everything that we've got. So yes.
And Ant-Man is there.
And Ant-Man is there. And Ant-Man is there. Yeah, and Ant-Man is there.
Yeah. He's been there the whole time. I think he should be a puppet. I know he's not in the thing.
Ant-Man is there.
But I love the idea of Ant-Man as a puppet.
No, they turn... When Ant-Man gets small, they turn him into a puppet.
Oh, do they? I don't remember the...
No. That's the idea. That's an idea I'm having.
Okay.
But he is definitely a human.
I love that.
He's a human.
He's
He's also a human with just a hat on as well. He's not like...
Yeah.
But then, we can do that.
Done.
Do you mind drinking during our time?
I'm sorry.
15 minutes.
I'm sorry. I'm freshening up
my... Nat?
Yeah. All right. Should we stop the timer? Are we done?
I think we've done it.
Time to kill.
I'll have other ideas.
I would like to discuss my ideas for the other two phases very quickly.
Right. Just before we do a timer.
Just a pre-game.
All right. Pre-game.
I'm
going to argue that for the two characters, I think for one for phase 2 and one for phase 3.
Mm-hmm.
Phase 2 should be Natasha Romanoff.
Interesting.
Now, my thoughts on that are: we want to still follow the Steve Rogers stuff with the Winter Soldier because that is important, and that leads to Avengers, because like the two movies that really matter are of like Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron.
I think yes, on the condition that we make Ant-Man a later phase, and then we make Ant-Man and then Ant-Man and the Wasp a full
that's
production
subplot,
because that's phase 4, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
but we can do Ant-Man as its own thing.
Sure.
I think
I have an idea. If we do Natasha, I have an idea.
And I think that phase 3 should be an Iron Man based phase.
Yes.
Just because
interesting.
It's that we can do Civil War, we can do Infinity War, and we can do Endgame.
Also, he'd be a really fun person to write music for.
I think if we do phase 3 with Iron Man as well, we should mention Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the fun thing, is that in musical adaptions, people tend to like smash together as much as information as possible into a song. So like, for example, for Natasha's one, I would incorporate aspects of what we learned from the Black Widow movie. I would have the opening number be her in the Red Room, kind of. It's a bunch of shadows, like Chicago style.
Wait.
Don't mention it yet.
Sorry. I have an idea for it. Let me speak uninterrupted when we start the timer.
I will.
Are we ready? Timer?
Okay, we're on phase 2 now.
I hate this timer.
Let's go.
We love the timer.
Right,
okay.
Go.
So,
say the idea.
Opening. I love that. I literally. Okay.
Do it.
Shut up.
Fingers on lips.
Fingers on lips,
Fingers
children.
on lips.
No, you're not meant to talk when the fingers are on the lips.
Oh my god, it's literally like I'm at work. Okay. Red Room, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole bunch of listeners. If you've seen Chicago, I'm not gonna even ask you guys if you've seen Chicago. If you have, you understand. Chicago, kind of the sort of what's it called, cell block tango type shadows in the background, but it's the Red Room and it's creepy and all that. And she's singing about how everything is red and it incorporates aspects of like Russia, for example,
Yes.
but also like things being read, all of that, her anger at the world, whatever, blah blah blah, and then the background kind of fades and she's in present day, and then whatever else your idea was, Tom.
Right.
I like that as well, but I've got a stupid idea on top of that.
Right.
Anytime it's a past event for Natasha Romanoff, you have the stage lights turn red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly how staging works.
Right.
That's
so,
how staging works.
All right, let's do that then.
They do that in Wicked.
So
No,
like,
because
if you're having like a return point, you make it red.
Yes!
Wait,
Yes.
hold on. I actually think that we can have that definitely bit in the opening.
Uh-huh.
And then when we get to the Age of Ultron stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we can then have when Wanda does her little like mind games
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
we can then do a proper flashback that's
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
explaining her like actual origins and what's happening.
And it's a reprise of
It's
the
a
opening
reprise of the
number.
opening, yeah.
I love me
So
a good reprise.
the first thing that we should do
Right.
is Winter Soldier stuff, but from Natasha's perspective. Yes.
Right. Okay. First
I'm trying
off,
to
with the Winter
remember.
Soldier stuff, I think it would be really funny if we do the like calling card stuff with him, like the code words, as like a song beat or
Yes.
something.
I forget what the code words are.
The public wouldn't
Pull it
know
up,
that.
pull it
though.
up.
The public wouldn't know.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
At Phase 4, yes, they would, because it's public at that point. Yes, they would.
They wouldn't know the.
Yes,
They
they
wouldn't know
would.
the
It's
code
it's
words.
it's revealed at that kind of
Really?
stuff.
They
Who the
wouldn't know
Winter
the
Soldier is.
They wouldn't know. They know who the Winter
They know
Soldier is.
who the Winter
wouldn't know-
Soldier is. They know what he's gone through, so they kind
They
of
wouldn't
can.
know his activation codes.
No, they wouldn't. But they still might know that activation codes exist.
I forget that we're supposed to be writing this in the universe
Yeah.
of the thing.
So 1246 right now, by the way. But yeah, it's entirely. You don't have to be the exact codes,
This is my
but you
villain
know
origin
at this
story.
point that he has been going
Right.
through mind control, right?
Okay, well then, for in universe, then
Yeah.
I would have them completely misconstrue how he was mind controlled.
Yeah.
It's a clock.
It's like a chip.
Ooh,
No, it's
you are
just-
being mind
it's-
controlled.
There's like a really badly like make-upped Red Skull in the,
The
corner
second
with
the
like a
second he hears
PS4
German music.
controller
No,
that's
Yeah.
like, and now Winter Soldier.
Oh my god!
Actually,
oh my god!
if-
And it's Dr. Zola from the past, and then he turns into a digital construct with like
Wait,
LED
he-
Do
lighting
we know
and shit.
that he is one?
Yeah, they would have. I think
Oh.
that would have been.
Hello?
released.
Yeah, that would have been released there by now. Yeah.
So what? Yeah. So what I'm seeing
Hail
is,
Hydra.
is
I think that we should imply. I think that whoever's writing the musical in universe should imply that he killed JFK. I know because
Oh, 100%.
as a thing that they assume, and people are like, "That's a funny
The,
joke."
the
but
Winter Soldier montage is going to
No,
be
I
any,
think-
any
I
conspiracy
think-
theory from
no,
the 20th
I think-
century.
I
He is
think-
involved in it.
the way I see it is that there's a song with Natasha talking to Steve,
Yeah.
and she's singing the thing, but in
Yeah.
the background is the Winter Soldier doing a bunch of
Yeah,
stunts and stuff in the
So,
back.
so when she's
And-
doing that whole spiel, going, they call him the Winter Soldier
Yeah,
in Winter Soldier,
yeah,
right?
and it's like, and
Yeah.
she's talking about different
11
past
minutes.
things that that he's done.
I have a question.
And the
Go on.
song ends. The song ends with the Winter Soldier shooting through her,
oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
and
then you
Uh,
make the stage lights red for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I have a question.
'Cause blood.
Are we trying to make this musical good?
In 11 minutes, sure.
No, but like, because since we are writing with the meta of like,
We're going for camp, I reckon,
people
especially
in-
because it's
Yeah.
like
No,
it's
because
slightly-
I'm thinking like the interpretation of things.
I'm going to pause it
For
really quickly
example.
for a logic thing.
Yeah.
Right. So the way I see it is it's kind of as tasteless as when in the past people have made musicals about the
Okay,
Titanic
that was my
like
question.
5 years afterwards,
That
right?
was my
so
question.
it's that kind of vibe where it is intent, like their intent is to make a good musical, but because it's so soon that they're making these musical adaptations over really recent events,
yeah,
it is tacky.
and it's a lot of speculation.
Because I was
as
going
well.
to
Yeah.
suggest a Spider-Man turn off the dark situation where she's in a harness and doing a whole bunch of backflips.
Oh, 100%. Also, we are going to do a Spider-Man at
No,
some
no,
point,
yeah, I
surely.
know.
Because of the Spider-Man theatre
Yeah.
production. It's
Yeah.
almost a must.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the timer back
think-
on.
Also,
Are
I'm
you
a
ready?
Spider-Man man.
Five,
There's no way I'm
four,
not.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Timer back on.
Time.
Right, 10:55.
Right.
The thing that I will not speak of that we're recording after
Uh-huh,
this, I'm going to drag it out so long out of
Right,
spite.
we're wasting time.
Yeah. We're not. I'm putting
Right.
a rough time
So-
on that one.
How much of Winter Soldier do we think the public knows about? So I reckon they don't know
Well,
about the ship
because
at the
this
beginning.
point, at this point in Hawkeye, I think Bucky is supposed to be in the background now becoming a senator, and it is kind of open.
and
that he is-
she did release all.
Is
of the
that
ship.
She
happening
also released
during
all of the stuff.
Hawkeye?
It's kind of implied that that's in the background at some
I
point. We
actually
don't know exactly
don't know when
but
Hawkeye's
like
set.
it's fair to assume that he's maybe starting his
Hawkeye
government
set
stuff.
2026.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, right. So Bucky, Yeah. So there is the leaked stuff from Hydra and Shield that happened with Natasha
Yeah.
Romanoff at the end of Winter Soldier. A lot of the stuff that happens afterwards is quite public. Like Sokovia is quite public. Which we should make a beat in this story, being Sokovia.
That's the next
So
phase.
that I was
Is
gonna
it?
say.
Because this is phase 2.
Yeah,
Age of Ultron.
That we are
Civil
not there
War.
yet, though.
Yeah, but it's in this phase.
Yes,
but we get there
But
eventually.
let's get to the end of this half, which is probably going to be like the Hydra reveal, and
Hydra reveal, yeah.
so what we need is a song.
Definitely give
It should
Hydra
be a
like
shock.
comical like villain song.
Yeah.
Listeners, if you've
Steve-
ever heard oh my god, I forgot the name, Spies Are Forever, if you've ever seen that show.
No.
I don't know if it's Nazis, but I know the villains have like a comical song
Yeah.
like
Right.
that.
Okay, so it should be a shock to them.
What
They
if-
shouldn't like in Winter Soldier they eventually realize that everyone is Hydra, right? And they're fucked with the Dr. Zola moment, right?
Yeah.
It should be like a shock at the end of that act 3 in that film that Hydra is a thing. They should just assume that there's a couple of rotten eggs in S.H.I.E.L.D. and then they don't realize that it's Hydra.
Wait, I'm
I
not
was-
following.
Because this is them
I
misconstruing
I
everything.
reckon it's more funny if you like saddle them up with like an extra S.H.I.E.L.D. agent throughout the entirety.
He's
of
called
the
like
Winter Soldier.
Gareth or something.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my god, it's Hydra Bob.
It's
It's Hydra Bob.
is it Ahmed Best? That the
What?
guy from Community who's in.
Ahmed Best is Jar Jar Binks.
Sorry, yeah.
My hero.
The guy who's in Community,
Oh,
who's in Winter Soldier, it's him.
yeah.
So just
I
his
thought
his
wait,
character
but
is
he's
there
a-
for
but
no
he's-
reason.
You're not
And
talking about Danny Pudi, are you?
Yeah, I
yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Because he is in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He is?
So
Yeah.
I
yeah,
don't
he's in it for
remember
one
he's
second.
one of the gods. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's now a central character in this
Yeah.
production.
Oh, I love him. I would
So
love
we-
that.
So we,
You know what? And he might play himself.
So we like attach him to them
Yeah.
while they're going through their oh my god, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then when we get to the Hydra reveal,
Yeah.
he's pointing two guns at like each.
Sorry,
of them. Yeah,
it has to be done.
it has to be done.
Yeah.
Cool. What?
Uh,
So this is Winter Soldier, right?
So we need a song. We need a song by Arnim Zola explaining how Hydra took over.
Oh, 1000%.
And it's a song about like
and that will be like
Zola
a fun,
song.
goofy song.
it's like a goofy
Or-
villain song about having your having your like the tendrils in all the different.
Oh my
Yes.
god! And it's called Zolong because he
No,
dies.
no,
So
no.
long.
no, fuck
No.
off. It should be
Yeah.
like, that should be
Coward.
a villain song, and then we can have a villain reprise song that's sung by the Robert Redford.
Yes.
The head of the
the
main
evil
bad
Hydra
guy
Man.
the main bad guy
In Winter Soldier, the
Winter
old
Soldier.
MacGyver who's
Oh
Nick
my
Fury's friend.
God, why can I not remember? I believe you.
Yeah,
right, yes.
I don't think you're lying.
the one that like Natasha's got a gunpoint.
I'm
at the
sorry,
end of the
I
movie.
like shifted into musical theater mode, so I like all my
Him.
Marvel
Alexander
left
Pierce.
me.
him.
That doesn't help. I know who Robert Redford is.
Alexander Pierce. His name's Alexander Pierce.
That doesn't-
All right, 7
okay.
minutes, guys.
Yes.
we just get to Avengers.
So I think what we do is that I think the reveal of Hydra
Mhm.
is actually
Please go back to the face. Sorry.
the reveal of Hydra is
No,
Yes,
Tom.
there.
All right, right. Go on.
the so we have the reveal of Hydra, and then we have a song about taking down the helicarriers,
Uh-huh.
and then the end of that half
Mhm.
is like Tony Stark coming in and being like, "Hey, I think we should help clean up the Hydra mess." Or
Tony
something.
Stark's like the way that they segue
Tony
into
Stark-
the Avengers
Yeah.
acts is just through him crudely going like,
And I
"We got to
want-
solve this mess."
I
Yeah,
want
and then-
Tony Stark to be played by whoever we got to play his dad in the Captain America one.
Captain America. Oh, he's actually an alumni of my old school. He's
Sick. Doesn't change my opinion.
Fuck him. Yeah, but him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy that used to play. Yeah.
So that they have the same vocal range.
Mm,
I okay. From like a production point of view, also.
Oh, we're not there yet.
We have to think
We are
about
there.
this
We'll
for
get-
like,
go.
we're in there right now.
But
Right.
we'll get to Avengers in a bit. 5 minutes. 50.
Staging generally.
Yeah, go on. Staging.
Like staging. What do we think about it?
So I
Free
had an
Stagecraft
idea.
is my
I had an
shit,
idea-
man.
Hold on. All right, so I had an idea during the Avengers one where I was kind of imagining the helicarrier being like a lifted stage,
Yep.
right? So we
Well,
should definitely have 3 lifted helicarrier stages kind of happening at the same time.
Well,
where
no,
it's
there's
like,
just well, no, there's
That's
a,
a
lift,
risk assessment nightmare.
Yeah.
I think you're right. You just have the left hand side, right hand side, and the middle one. at the back.
Yeah.
And then
Even if they're just large blocks,
you
that
get
move
through
in.
the first one on the one on the right and the one on the left.
Yeah.
Get done, and then the final one is where the big fight with
Bucky and Steve.
is.
Yeah.
We've also forgotten about Sam Wilson, which I will not allow.
Oh yeah. I love him.
Well, we also have to make sure that this story is focused on Natasha rather than Bucky and Steve.
Yeah, but
for sure. But
that's what I'm saying is that Natasha, we can have because he flirts with Natasha a lot in that movie. If you rewatch it,
yes,
so
they all flirt with each other.
Yeah, but Anthony
whole
Mackie
movie
is
just everyone flirting
so
with everyone.
desperate to have a romance with her.
446.
But okay, so
This is
I
a
think
countdown
we
to
definitely
me killing
we
Nat.
have an On Your Left song.
Oh,
yes.
1000%.
And he is definitely the one that guides. Yes,
And TikTok boosts that song by incorporating it into political memes.
Yes. Right, so we have that. That's definitely a thing that's going through. Right? I think the way that we do the Natasha being the focal point, but still having the Bucky and Steve fight, is that the Bucky and Steve fight is happening on one of those pendulums, and then she's still there.
Pendulums?
The helicarriers, whatever. Those
Stages.
podiums. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Right? Shut up.
Podiums is
Shut
also
up.
wrong.
Shut
Whatever.
up.
It's swinging.
Natasha, right?
It's
So
platforms.
Natasha and Pierce are having a showdown, and that's kind of the main focal point on stage, and then Bucky and Steve are fighting, and then doing
that could be on the ground floor part.
Yeah, exactly.
That's meant to be in the
the building,
in the Triskelion building.
All right, Avengers.
Avengers,
so
which
Iron Man segues the entire final part of this show to be about. What about Sokovia, right?
Yeah.
And all of that. If anything, I think we skip all of the fucking faff of anything
I
other than
think that what we
Sokovia.
have
I want to just suggest a writing thing of
Go on.
we don't
a
you only
song
have
being
three.
free.
a song being that's enough for a song. Okay, a song being do what's right, and then it being having what the fuck is it called? A line.
I think I get what you're
harmony
saying.
of the On Your Left thing happening
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yes.
And that being their Civil War thing.
So okay. So I think with the Iron Man thing, I think what we do is we immediately have it that Iron Man comes in with his Iron Legion people at the time where it's hey, I'm gonna help you guys clean up the Hydra mess.
Yeah.
With a bunch of extras.
So all of
a bunch of extras.
the Iron Man squad from Iron Man 3 just kind of sweeps in at the end and solves the problem.
They're also in the Iron Legion.
Yeah.
That aren't suits. They're just robots.
They're
just
in
drones.
the Avengers
Yeah,
Ultron. Yeah.
So
242.
they're there, and then
Stop saying that.
and then we very quickly.
I can see it.
And then we very quickly that's the end of Act 1. And then that's the end of
Act
Part
1
1.
of
Sorry.
what?
That's the end of Part 1, and then Part 2 is mostly about after Ultron has all. So we cut straight to
Ultron
the
being
AI
made.
has gone rogue.
Oh
And,
my god! Wait, so
and-
as soon as the intermission is over,
Yeah.
someone
It's
Bruce Banner just screams, "The AI has gone
I
rogue!"
love that.
And then
Sorry, for anyone who couldn't tell, I just ate my microphone by accident.
oh great,
Yeah. So
Forever mic'd up.
and I think what we can do is we can keep the Natasha, because Natasha has a
Wow.
lot of the quippy lines about oh, you didn't really think that through, did you? Blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And we can also develop the romance with Bruce Banner as well.
Sun's coming up, big guy has to be a
Sun's
fucking
coming
song.
up is
yes.
definitely.
Has to be a fucking song in there.
And then
I think that depending on
the
how
sun's
we
looking
end,
real low,
The
big
sun's
guy.
going down.
The sun's
tomorrow.
going.
Tom,
Big
your
guy. And then
computer
they
is
do the
telling you that
handprint.
you have a Freaky Feige recording.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
happening right
Tom,
now.
you have a freaking Feige recording
yeah,
right
it's
now.
now, and I've only got 1 minute.
1 minute 44.
Right. So
Go.
So we definitely need a song. Why won't it go away?
Tom, focus. Ignore it.
Right.
He is.
Right. We definitely need a song. That's like the flashbacks with Wanda and stuff.
Yes.
And we can introduce them.
And that's the Red Room motif.
yeah.
Back,
And we get to see a bit of the behind the scenes stuff, and that whole flashback can then segue straight to her talking to Bruce Banner about how she's not the only, the song can be about you're not the only monster here.
Yeah,
thing.
which is a bit that
I think
low-key
the whole
hate.
gets bashed up during the fight at the end, and then you have the sun coming down song there.
Try
'Cause
not
you
to
ignore
reference Annie.
you're
challenge.
ignoring the intro bit. I reckon for Ultron, you skip right to the Sokovia stuff. We have
What about
45
Vision?
minutes.
Yeah.
What about
Right.
Vision?
and then
Vision
and then
happens.
I think we have like
I love the idea. Like, and also Vision is there. Hi.
I think that's great. Actually, because people probably don't know that much about Vision.
Hold on. I think we have the quick reprise of the doing the right thing song.
Yeah,
it's being sung by Iron Man and Bruce Banner as they're like trying to redo rebuild the Vision thing.
And then they don't trust Vision until Vision also joins in on that song.
And you've got the Steve Rogers thing, and then like. The song is interrupted by Thor flying through, doing creating Vision.
Yeah.
Vision pops up, and is like, and it like does a song that's a solo of just him. And then there's the big Ultron one that's like it's a Save the City again. We just reprise that one.
Yeah. We just steal it. Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Bang. Done.
Right. Now let's talk about Phase 3.
Oh wait. Okay. Oh well.
Okay. Let's
I feel like post game stuff should be like, how would we stage this? How would like the music stuff be?
This is after.
I think we can post game.
That's what I'm saying because I don't want to include it in the actual like timer because I hate the timer.
Let's get all of the stories out first, and then we can go back and think about because I'm imagining that we're using very similar stages for all of these different musicals.
Okay.
We're trying to make this
so we're trying to I was going to say it's like Cursed Child on crack.
Yeah, we're trying
to asset flip this like to oblivion.
That would be a really great. I mean, I hate the concept
the funniest idea where it's like a 5-part musical that goes on for multiple parts in the movie.
You have to get to the theater at 9 a.m. in order to see them all.
You have to schedule a holiday with your office at work, and you have to just be in London for like, or New York for like
£50,000.
No, I feel like you guys haven't really thought this through.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
You've got to print money.
You see, you do Rogers on Monday. You do the Romanoff on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You do Stark on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You then do whoever's on
Stark.
You then do Spider-Man Thursday.
No, wait. You know what? Spider-Man is a separate one. Spider-Man is a separate one.
And then you finish on Ant-Man.
Tom accidentally made a genius joke, which is the fact that we know all of their last names except Spider-Man now. So they just call him Spider-Man because we don't know he's Peter Parker anymore.
Yeah, and that's
actually amazing.
And the fun of that will be that like the jokes of that will be like who is Spider-Man?
It's just a guy in accounting or something.
Yeah. All right.
He's like really hot and he's a
he's
jock.
called like Barry Barker or some shit, and then
so Phase 4 is going to be the Spider-Man one because that way we can do Far From Home and No Way Home as one thing.
And he does ballet as a homage to Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and for Phase 5, that's when we do Ant-Man.
Wild.
I think Ant-Man should just be there every single.
I prefer Phase 4 Ant-Man, and then
Ant-Man isn't fucking in Phase 4.
Phase 4 the finale
that's the joke. I want Ant-Man.
Phase 5 starts
Phase
with
3.
I want Ant-Man the puppet to be just like their little like sideman character in every single one. So he's the only recurring character.
You picked Phase 4, the only phase in which Ant-Man isn't in.
He's not in Phase 1.
I don't fucking remember which phase is which.
He's in Rogers the Musical, so I think he should be in all of them as like a...
Yeah.
Everyone loves the Ant-Man character.
Ant-Man.
Let's put him in. It's like putting Lin-Manuel Miranda and everything.
It's the baby Yoda.
Man. I'll get it.
Lin Marvel.
Lin-Manuel. Marvel.
Ant-Man Miranda is
Ant-Man
right there.
No, but I'm trying to get the Lin in there.
That's not good.
No, it's half and half. It's half and half. And careful of the wires.
Lintman.
Lintman. Savior of the night.
Right.
Man.
Okay.
Oh.
So are we all okay with Stark for Phase 3?
I think so. I think Ant-Man.
But
I swear to
I think Ant-Man's funnier because then you got to frame everything around
theater.
Okay.
To me,
but then you are okay. But I will say this:
I can't believe you're not taking this seriously.
I will say that if you do this,
yeah,
you are skipping all of Infinity War.
But I think that's for the best because in the Marvel world, people probably won't know the exact logistics of what happened in Wakanda and what happened on Titan.
Actually, how much of Infinity War is public? Knowledge.
No, like unironically, these are both in places that happen far away.
I think it all. Actually, that
The day the world turned to dust.
Okay.
And also, no one knows who Spider-Man is anymore.
Okay.
And so Spider-Man is a big beat in Infinity War.
I will say, because Ant-Man has a book that in the
Yes, it's an adaptation
so
of the
it
book.
is an Ant-Man thing. That means Nat's getting what she wants.
Fuck, you're
Yes,
right. Okay,
it's
fine.
Ant-Man.
It's Ant-Man.
It's Ant-Man.
Okay,
It's the
fine,
Ant-Man
fine,
autobiography.
Fine,
Yes,
It's
yes.
Ant-Man in phase.
Because he talks about
Okay,
Rocket
but
Raccoon as
I
well.
want him to
Whoa, is
still
that
be a
a
puppet.
raccoon? Perfect beat.
I still want him
Yeah.
to be a puppet, like, for the whole thing. Like, they realized
Also,
that the guy
no.
playing him wasn't as popular as the puppet,
You
so
see-
they just kept the
You
puppet.
see, we get to have the final act be Wakanda, or at least one of the stage bits be Wakanda, and we also get to have an entirely puppeted Rocket Raccoon on stage.
No, we don't get.
No, Rocket
We
Raccoon
do,
has to be a
because
guy
the
in a
whole bit in
fursuit for sure.
Quantumania is that he's like, and I even met a raccoon.
Yeah, that happened in Endgame. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, but Endgame's in the fucking phase. No, it's not.
It's
It's
phase
phase 3, right? It's
Yeah.
phase 3.
Yes.
So it happens in phase 3.
Yes.
So we're fine.
But there's no Wakanda. Okay.
Wakanda's in Infinity War.
But he's not there, so we
Yes,
can't.
So we
Ant-Man's in
don't know what
Wakanda.
happens
No, he's
in
not.
Wakanda.
Where is he?
Ant-Man's in house
Oh
arrest.
shit! Well, how did he meet Rocket Raccoon?
In Endgame.
Oh, sorry. I can't remember this shit all the time.
Oh my god! It's not you don't have to remember. You just have to listen to me.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah,
look,
irrelevant.
when
Well,
talking
you
about
guys
this,
having that argument, I was just sitting here like raccoon song. Mainly in my
song.
notebook.
Okay.
Right.
So, if we're doing Ant-Man,
Yeah, we are. We are doing Ant-Man.
we're skipping Ant-Man's
I love
origins
this because he's preparing for Iron Man
Lin-Manuel
so
Miranda
hard,
to
and now
write
I'm
the
just
song.
like,
No, but it's fine because all we have to do is just make Ant-Man feel pivotal to the Civil War.
Stop
yes.
there.
No. That's perfect because he's basically just got like recruited.
Yeah. He
On
literally,
the off shots
he
in
literally
Civil
wakes
War.
up in a van and is like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
oh." So I think it opens on the fight in the airfield, in the airport.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's his introduction to Civil War.
That's great, actually, because that
Or
also
like- or-
introduces
or we
like
have
every
or
other
we have a
character.
song, we have a song.
We're starting to talk about it, so I'm
Okay,
going to
okay,
start.
okay,
the
start now, but
timer
Oh, I
soon.
didn't realize it wasn't.
All right, ready?
That's why I
Go,
felt calm.
Right.
go.
Starting. Right. Okay. So he's going to
he-
start.
So no,
in the van.
No, I think it actually starts as a very convoluted song, like the intro to
Mhm.
Book of Mormon.
Right.
That's like the like Chinese whispers of like Sam Wilson recruiting Ant-Man. You know, like the
So
hey,
when
hey,
Sam Wilson
Sam
is
Wilson-
having that fight with him in
No,
Ant-Man 1,
No. It's Sam Wilson talks to this person who talks to this person
Yeah,
who talks
I
to this
get
person who
you.
talks
we
to this
need
person
Ant-Man.
who talks to Ant-Man. And he said yes. That's that bit.
It's
Yeah,
from
and he's like
yeah.
the big reveal.
He's
like,
on
we need
Captain
one
America's
more.
side, isn't he? He's on Captain America's side, right?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's definitely like Captain America now in hiding is like, we need someone for this team. Who can we get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man
So
has
then-
a song called "Focus on the Little Things."
Yes. Yes.
So we
all
open.
about
So
the
I think we
details.
open on an actual song that's between. It's
That's
sung
huge.
by
What if we opened with
it's
the
sung by
song?
the Sam Wilson character talking to Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
And it's them talking about, hey, we need backup. Who are we talking to? Well,
Yeah.
and then it's a very, very convoluted song about, well, I was talking to this person who talked to this person.
Oh,
Mhm.
we're
blah,
starting
blah, blah,
with
yeah,
a
yeah.
patter song
And
immediately.
goes
That's
all around,
awesome.
who knows the guy who broke into the Avengers compound last month?
Yes. Yes.
Someone
And-
did that? Yes, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my god, they're
Yeah.
amazing.
That's like
and then
there's the Anastasia Broadway musical does that really well, so I'm imagining it like
We
that.
also have to make him seem amazing and humble at the same time because this is an adaptation of his book,
Right.
right? Where
course.
he's trying to say that he's
Oh,
humble
yes, of
while
course.
also making
What's
that
the name of his
autobiography.
book?
Look out for the little guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
perfect.
this is now Look Out for the Little Guy, the musical.
I think it's just called
The little
The
guy.
little guy. Little guy. It's just a little guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little guy.
So
And it's
And
L-I-L
Lin-Manuel
rather than
Miranda
little.
writes it,
Alright,
so it
13
opens
minutes.
with
The
like, how
Miranda
does
writes.
a
I know he
Baskin
got arrested.
Robbins employee?
Employee.
I,
that was a great
give
joke,
me
and I'll put
if you
that
give
in the
me
edit.
longer than 13 minutes, I could write songs.
it
for
cooks.
this.
It cooks.
Actually,
Right.
no,
So we
I hope you
we got the Baskin Robbins
I bring my
interlude at the
keyboard.
beginning, and then we have the whispers. So it's kind of like a quick like recap of what Ant-Man is. It's like,
I
oh
could
my
be
god, how
more.
did this guy
I
come
could
from
be
Baskin
bigger.
Robbins and then be bigger?
Yeah.
And then you cut to the whispers. And who do we need right now? We need Ant-Man.
Can't you
I
see
heard
it,
that he
Tom?
went-
He's just there, and Baskin Robbins like life could be so much bigger than this.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yes. So Baskin Robbins whispers, right? And then they fight.
And then airport fight. The airport fight.
Airport fight.
Yes.
Yeah. And it should.
Oh my god, it's Spider-Man. No one knows who he is.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so
it's
and
me.
so and so we have
Spider-Man.
And so I think what there is that there's a song There's a
12
song
minutes.
in the fight at the airport.
Yeah.
Stop telling us how long we have. There's a song at the
Just
airport.
prop
with-
your phone
there's-
up.
Yeah, there's a song at the airport with the fight that's about like how Ant-Man doesn't really know what this fight is about.
Yeah.
And like it's
What's
all
happening?
like misheard. Like I think this is to do with the government, and it's like that.
Stage technical thing that we should
Not
keep.
yet.
No,
It's
no,
important because it helps. It helps.
Write
it helps,
it down.
helps.
Write it down.
No,
while
no,
I'm
no.
talking.
Ant-Man. We need a big puppet Ant-Man that comes out of the
Yes.
stage and goes, "Oh, I'm
Like
big."
in The Lion
and so
King.
when you're in the airport bit, he's like, "Oh, I'm big." What do you mean? Why not? Why not?
Regular sized man, tiny figures that he's like
No,
holding action
because then
figures.
you've got
He's
all the
holding.
other
But-
actors.
no, 'cause-
So you have
Yeah.
small puppets, regular man, big puppet.
Yeah, because Lion King does that,
Yeah.
and they cook.
It's important. It's important.
I can see it.
It's an important thing, and we keep it throughout the
Okay,
frame.
so that fight ends,
Mhm.
and he goes to prison.
Yep.
And then he gets
Oh,
put on
yeah.
house arrest, and then we have a song about how lonely it is being on house arrest.
Yeah.
Because we miss out on the rest of Civil War.
Oh yeah, house arrest. Yeah.
So he's now on house arrest, and
Oh,
Core Ant-Teen.
we also need him like
I made a great
I've got a
joke.
pitch for it. I'm going to call it tumbling. So when he's in the quantum zone or whatever during the end of
Quant.
no, because
Ant-Man and the
it's
Wasp Quantum-
because
Ant-Man and the
at the
Wasp,
end of
yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania,
not
it's
Quantumania, but yeah.
whatever.
Quantum
Yeah,
Mania.
he gets revealed to be that he's in the quantum realm or zone, whatever the fuck, while Infinity War the snap happened because
Yeah.
everyone around him got snaps,
Yeah.
and he was left alone in the fucking zone, right?
What did they
Yeah.
in universe call the snap?
It's the
Blip.
The blip. It's weird. I feel like I'd call it like the crumble or the dusting. if
Oh
I
wait,
were
no,
there.
and the song's called "Oh Blip."
No.
No.
Tumbling, then fine.
No. Okay.
Tumbling.
Tumbling is good. I
Tumbling,
like
I like
it.
tumbling.
Because I can also see the piano being like...
Yeah.
Okay. So
You get the Lin-Manuel Miranda, the
Lin-Manuel.
turntable. The turntable.
Yeah.
You get the
Okay.
turntable, and he's like, "I'm tumbling."
No, but yeah.
No, but
Wait,
yes, I'll take it.
okay. Let's deal with staging later.
Right.
So,
That's gonna be my
I
shit.
can't wait to see how many times we've just said, "Let's
House-
deal with this later." Let's deal with
And
this.
then we
House
never
arrest,
do, we just end.
tumbling. Okay, so
Right.
Baskin Robbins whispers, house arrest, tumbling.
Why
Go.
did you go straight to that?
What
Because
do you
he gets released on. He doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, doesn't he have to find out everyone else died first?
Actually, no, he doesn't.
No,
know.
that's like
Okay.
Oh, okay. I don't
so-
remember Ant-Man very much.
So he.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So he's
My
arrested.
bad.
He's on house arrest. He gets released from house arrest for like a few days, and then he goes into the quantum realm, and then he gets trapped there because everyone goes to dust.
Yeah.
So
Do we have an Ant-Man and the Wasp song? Or did we just skip
It's
Ant-Man
gonna
and the
be
Wasp
called-
completely?
no,
Ooh, that stings.
because remember, officially,
And Sting's gonna come in.
Officially, remember,
Yeah.
he was just under house arrest. Nothing happened.
Oh yes, and we
Oh,
can't
yes,
make
yes,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
So-
Ant-Man and the Wasp doesn't exist. Yeah.
Damn.
So it is house arrest and tumbling.
I
Yeah,
had
actually.
such a great idea about a song called "Ooh That Stings," and then it's them like doing like a will they won't they type of back and forth, and then Sting writes that song.
There's no time for
Right,
romance.
so the house arrest, the way we get
Romance
from house
man.
arrest to tumbling is that he's really bored, and then the Wasp says, "Hey, do you want to go to the quantum realm and see what's up?" And he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so
Yes,
bored in
yeah.
house
Yeah.
arrest that
Yeah.
I'll do fucking anything." And then blip,
Yeah.
and then he finds himself where he was at the beginning of Endgame.
I think
Right, where he's
I
the
think
band's
in the-
maybe the intermission, like the intermission, is
Yeah.
when he goes into the quantum realm. He goes into the quantum realm, and then everyone disappears.
Yeah, I like
and it's
that.
the guys, where are you? Curtains.
Curtains
Yeah,
close.
I like that.
Curtains.
And then you finish off
and the
the
curtains open up on the storage unit,
Mhm.
and you have him like getting like launched out on
Yeah,
stage,
yeah.
like whoa, and then oh my god, everyone's missing, like blah 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 blah, and
there's
There would be a
Saturday
really
recording.
good like
Anyway.
poignant record. I don't know what you're talking about. There's a really good like poignant song with like the giant, the memorial thing he sees.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Mm-hmm,
really sad song about missing out. Maybe
Yeah,
even
and
a reprise.
I reckon part of the they're
It's
like
what
part
did
of,
I
the,
miss?
part of the music of that is people singing like the names on the thing.
Oh
in,
yeah,
like a really
in the
low,
background.
like it's
Yeah.
it's just people reading out their names in like a kind of
Like the sort of churchgoers
Altogether,
singing
yeah,
in
yeah,
Notre Dame.
we then
Spider-Man,
I think,
whoever
I
he
think
is.
we then have him,
Yeah, that's a recurring
Yeah,
thing.
it's a recurring.
And Spider-Man,
I think,
whoever that
I think
may
we
be.
then have a song of him at the Avengers compound
Yeah.
explaining how the quantum realm works and how time travel works because he's
Oh
come
my
up
god,
with it.
it's integral to it.
Yes.
Yes, and Tony Stark is already there, and like we never like
Tony Stark's like, my god, that's a genius
Yeah.
idea.
And then
How would you like a job in my company?
Yeah, and
then he died.
we cut to
Yes. Yeah. And then he
Wait.
died would be an awesome.
now bear in mind what we then do is that we then have them going into the quantum realm to go time travel.
And so we just focus on Ant-Man's time travel hijinks.
No, we don't see any of the time travel at all. On the stage.
Oh my god, they
That's
just
so
There's
boring.
a tiny bit of staging, but the
right,
thing is
you got
built,
it all.
but the thing is built up. They all drop down below the stage,
And then
they're
reappear.
all like, you know, like in concerts, people get like
Bungee
launched.
jump.
People get launched.
Whoa!
No, you know, in concerts,
They don't need to. First
Okay,
of all,
wait,
bungee
wait.
jumps go down.
Yes.
And then up.
Yeah, but you know, in concerts, when people come on stage,
just a lifted stage.
sometimes listen to me.
I
Sometimes
know.
I am. We're listening.
I know you
We're
know.
multitasking. We're
Look,
multitasking.
You're
I'm
you're a
multitasking.
good student. I know that you know.
I also just already knew.
They get launched up on stage.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
They
Psy,
get
the
launched
Gangnam-
up.
Gangnam
Yeah,
Style
they get
Man.
launched up, yes.
Yeah, and we do that where they all do that except for Natasha anymore, and she's like, oh my
Oh,
god,
no.
she's there. And then we have the big fight. You have Thanos is also just there. Like,
Yeah.
Would it not be
Thanos is
like
launched up
the
after.
writer's interpretation of the time travel, though? Because I feel like if you were told to write a musical and then about true events, and in those true events there was time travel, I would want that to be part of
Fun
it.
thing. I don't think anyone is technically, like, the public doesn't ever really see Thanos, technically, right? Because he's in
Yeah,
Wakanda, and then he's at the Endgame fight.
Did no one get any footage of him?
I guess, but it's still, like, it can be nebulous enough that what I
Nebulous.
would do during this Endgame fight
I love that word.
is that I would then have someone during intermission quickly put on a faceplate onto the Ant-Man big body, and then have that be Thanos being like, "Ooh, I am Thanos and I am big."
Face.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
A
During
more
that fight.
sophisticated version of that, yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
exactly.
It's repainted or something.
No,
Or
no,
like
you can't
something,
repaint something in one
something.
intermission. It would just be removable.
Well, you just
like
have to
bits.
say
Something that would
Yeah, but
take
that-
the,
but
the
people
production
have done
department
more
months and months and months.
Anyway, we don't have
Yeah.
to think about. Look, we don't think about these things here. So
We don't
Every
apply
time
our
you
brain.
say something, I have like a stage manager flashback.
right.
Yeah.
But with infinite money, who
Infinite
cares?
money drop.
Oh, I wish I
Yeah,
had
it's all-
infinite,
Infinite money glitch,
back
infinite
then.
money glitch.
So
Right.
I think you would skip the time travel.
Yes, I agree.
Because
Sure.
it would be really expensive and convoluted to try and do. We're not cursed childing this shit, which is a time travel story.
Oh, yeah,
But Back to the Future does it, and I know you're gonna say Back to the
It's
Future
the
is
whole-
about yes,
yeah.
but if I were writing this musical, I would want to include.
I think Tom
Just
sold me
whatever they
on
think
them
is
doing
time
the
travel.
bungee jump and then nothing happening.
No, I
Yeah. 'Cause
definitely
that's
like
stupid.
the bungee jump idea, but
you
I
ever-
think even if it's just one song or half a song or something of just
ignore my screen.
a
keep
goofy
talking.
time travel, like a goofy time travel thing.
What
that
is
very
Ant-Man
clearly
doing during
not
that
what
time
happened.
travel?
Is he stupid?
Yeah, because then I
Just-
like
just
the
the-
idea that it's Ant-Man being like, and then we time traveled, and thanks to my genius, and it's like him on stage silently fighting
Wait, no,
off
it's
time
the same.
travel things.
Hold on.
And
It's
it's
the same
clearly like the
theatre
Doctor
as,
Who
as
thing.
Rogers. They can just use the stage set for the Save the City, and then
Oh, yeah.
quickly be like, and
Yeah.
then Ant-Man solved all the problems
Yeah.
during the 2012 incident and grabbed the Tesseract.
What you said earlier about and then he died made me think that at the final battle of Endgame, the like everything beautiful about Iron Man's sacrifice is completely overshadowed by like
Yeah.
we fought epic, and then he turns into the
'Cause it's
thing and
about
it's a great
Ant-Man.
and it's like sadly Tony Stark did not make it, but it's okay because I take up the man. Like it's just him punching
Yes.
Thanos
Yes.
dead,
Yes.
and then we completely don't know anything.
Wait, no, Thanos does the click, but that's not when the stage lights go down. Then Ant-Man quickly then goes, and I'm also punching him.
Yeah. And he punched him so hard that all of the people came back.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that. I've seen the time heist in real life. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny though.
So essentially, what we're so yeah.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I this is my reasoning for skipping the whole thing.
It's
is that-
funny,
is that
yeah.
we can basically just have it that this is what it looks like to the real world. Is
Yeah,
it,
we
is it-
got
I
it.
know,
We
it's
got
just
it, yeah.
it's kind of boring.
And
I
we
feel
did
like it has to
understand.
at least be one song.
Yeah, but, okay, there could be a song
I
about
rec-
the plan of the time
I
travel,
reckon
and then they go
you
and
do the
it.
blip and people go down, and then the only people that come back up are Ant-Man and like maybe like Rogers or whatever, right? And then you do the stage for 2012, right? You have the Save the City moment, right?
Right.
And then that kind of happens,
That's
and
a
then he
really-
repositions himself for the drop,
I-
and then comes back.
Okay, my thought process on that is that that's a really convoluted, like, whole stage.
It is
change.
for sure. I love
Wait,
how you're
wait,
saying
I-
let's
sorry,
not
I
focus on
zoned
stage,
out.
and then
I know,
you've
no,
been
no,
so
yeah.
focused
What
on
stage
the stage.
change? What's
So
the
you
stage
have
change?
to stage change from the time machine
Yeah,
to like the whole of the New York set.
That's easy.
yeah, that's not that hard.
You roll the time
You just
machine out.
put them.
But this is why I'm
Oliver
saying
Twist
if you
is
have
really
a
good for
song
this.
like that could easily be done if you have one song that is projected behind at the back of the stage or whatever, or projected onto something, is shadows of their little time travel exploits, but it's very clearly Ant-Man at the forefront of everything while while he's narrating all of this, and while that's happening, that's the moment where the stagehands would switch out the scene.
Yeah.
And then then we're all happy. We all
I think
got
we
what
did
wanted.
it. We cracked it.
And then
Bing bang bosh.
I think the way that it ends though
With 2 minutes to
is
spare.
that Ant-Man gives the stones to Tony. He's
That's-
like, here you go.
Oh my
yeah.
god, he's
Oh,
like
thank
he's
you,
the
Ant-Man.
one that they have like a whole bit where it's like he's
Ant-Man.
turning tiny and then quickly
I'll never
turning
forget
big
you,
and his
Ant-Man.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his last words.
Yeah. So, but he's like
And
turning
I
tiny
am
and turning big,
Ant-Man's
and he's like
friend.
collecting all the different. He's collecting all the different stones from different parts on the stage, where he's grabbing them from different different like side actors, different like dance people, and then he's giving them to Tony.
No, he's taking the stones. I mean, he takes them off of Thanos, surely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
But like he's
each
still
of
the
the
one.
stones should be a character, because that feels like the goofy ass
They
shit
shouldn't be a
that,
character,
like,
but they should definitely
Broadway
be a
would
person
do.
dressed up in a costume.
green.
Yes,
Going,
exactly.
"Ooh."
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm the green one,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I whatever the fuck the green one does.
I'm all about time,
Yeah.
and I'm all about power, and I'm all about
I
time
think
and
it's
reality, and
time
whatever.
to. I
Ooh.
think it's time to get to work.
And I'm the Soul Stone.
Oh, a song about the
Stones.
the time travel. No,
It's
the,
no
wait,
Chicago Cell Block
Wait,
Tango,
wait, no.
but it's each of the stones.
Wait, the time. No,
I want to write this now.
I think that the time travel bit is done. It's sung from the perspective of the stones instead of being sung from
the time
Ant-Man.
travel. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, actually, no.
so you
wait,
fade
I
to
love
black
that.
and then you just go, and then they found me here, and then they found me here, and then they found me here.
It's like explaining like what they're about and where they are.
Yeah,
Which stones
it's-
are where?
exactly.
Oh, we don't have time.
We
for
don't
that.
have to
There's
worry about that anyway because
This
it's not
is-
public.
Yeah.
I just.
We can make shit up. We can make shit up.
Okay. Well, then. Okay. Yeah. I
It's
like.
I
just
was
what-
on Asgard,
it's
and
whatever-
now I'm not.
It's just whatever set is available
Yeah.
at the theatre.
No, because you don't even need to have the set because everything's black except just the
Oh.
stones explaining what happened.
That's why
and
I
also
think Cell
explaining
Block
that they're
Tango-
stones.
And then it's
and
Ant-Man,
then it's done.
And then it's Ant-Man going and collecting
that's time.
each of the stones. Yeah.
I don't understand that time thing. I feel like we were talking.
I think it made sense. I think it made perfect
I
sense.
think it does.
Okay. Sure.
I'm not.
Inhumans.
Fuck no.
Just
Okay.
saw that on screen.
So
I don't know anything
that
about
works.
Good.
That-
Don't bother. Like, yeah. Go on. What? You're silent.
Yeah, that's
it.
All right, Phase 4, Spider-Man time.
Oh.
It's just the entirety of
Oh,
Spider-Man
a
Turn Off the Dark, and then
Oh my god.
so we get Reese
Is
Carvey. I think
Spider-Man
it's Reese
Turn Off the
Carvey.
Dark canon within the MCU?
No.
It should be.
I think a version of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark should be canon.
I think it should be because the guy that does Hades Town is in it.
I'm
So
gonna be
Oh wait, no. Okay, before we start, I think we should definitely take inspiration from Turn Off the Dark by basically being like, okay, the Spider-Man musical is notoriously shit because no one really knows that much about Spider-Man, so they're filling in the gaps.
Yeah,
So the
that
reason
is
why
exactly-
in the
yeah.
MCU that the Spider-Man musical is shit, much like how the real world Spider-Man musical is shit, is because of this event.
Literally, I have it in my head. It's like, it's like once upon a time, a really fit, awesome, popular dude fell into a vat of spiders.
Yeah.
And then,
What if... Now, hear me out. The original Spider-Man play
Uh-huh.
is written with the fact that they know who Peter Parker is. So there is a version of the play that exists with the Peter
But it's
Parker
forgotten
knowledge
about. It's
involved.
like
They read it
gathering
and they're
dust
like, this is
somewhere.
too
and then the spell
depressing.
and then the spell happens. Everyone forgets who he is, and all of the like scenes that involved Peter Parker are erased from the play.
Oh, I like-
And so it's like a skeleton play of like just the bare bones essentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's clearly like
Someone gets up on stage the next day and is about to sing their lines, and they're like,
Personally, I
What's-
like the idea of it still
the
being
play's
in
like half an hour long. Though.
it's still being workshopped, and then the everybody
Yeah.
forgetting Spider-Man thing happens, and they look at the script and they're like, Jesus
You know
Christ,
what?
this guy's so depressing and unlikable.
I
We need to
don't-
make this musical
I
fun.
don't think we should make this. I think the running joke should be that this
Why
has
does
been in
everyone in his life
development
die?
hell for
Oh.
10 years.
Yes.
And that actually it was made, and then
Yeah.
and then it happened, and now they don't know what to do with it, so it's in development. Pending
It was
forever.
That's
made,
great. That
and
doesn't
then they
work for
didn't
this because
know
we have
what
to make. We have to
Nah, I think we can wrap
No,
it
no,
in.
no, I like
hey,
the
the
idea
bit
of
of
this
this is
being a
that we're not
secret
making
project.
it.
No, no,
Yeah,
All right,
that's a great
all
bit.
right,
It's a
all right,
concept
all right, phase
album.
Phase 5.
It's a concept album that people who criticize post Spider-Man No Way Home.
No, we're not making it.
because they.
No, we're not making it.
No.
We're not
Again,
making...
it's not. We're not making it. I'm just saying. I think it should be a concept album that people are like, why the fuck do all of his family members keep dying? It's so unrealistic. They're just trying to get a reaction out of us.
All right, do we want to go? Right,
what is Phase 5? Can you explain Phase 5?
So we are actually skipping Phase 4.
Yeah.
Well, do we not want to try and do any of the other shit?
I think that's funny.
Which one's Phase 4?
That was the Spider-Man one we were going to do.
But, like, what's all the other stuff in Phase 4?
A lot of stuff isn't really public knowledge.
Yeah, there's, like, Eternals.
Because, hold on. Put up one of the things.
Eternals. Wait, can we
Wait,
do
that's
Eternals?
No, it's the, like...
Get out of here.
The one to the left. Should be, yeah.
I mean, that's not going to
That looks realistic.
That's Spider-Man.
Yeah, so Black Widow... A lot of that stuff isn't really public
Falcon and the
public
Winter
knowledge.
Soldier could be interesting.
That could be Dark
Actually,
Rogers, the musical.
I think we should skip Phase 4.
And then Hawkeye, and then, Love and Thunder, not public knowledge.
That was why
Eternals, not
this
public
was why
knowledge.
I picked Spider-Man for
Well,
one, because it's the only one
you
that people
but then
publicly know
I think
about.
that's funny, is that we just don't do it.
That's why I think it's funny that it never gets to be developed, because people, like, write it, and then the thing happens, and then they forget, like, who Spider-Man is, and they think that it's an unrealistic... It's an unrealistic story, because it's like, what the fuck? Why did we make him friends with Tony Stark?
It's less work.
Right, so how much of this is actually real?
So
Quantumania is real.
Quantumania, the public doesn't know about Quantumania.
They don't know about Loki.
See, there's Secret Invasion.
I don't know anything about Secret Invasion.
I've seen 2 of the things on this list.
Echo is not really public knowledge.
I've seen 3.
Echo is not public knowledge, no.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, definitely not public knowledge. The Marvels would be public knowledge. Or at least more than most.
I have a suggestion.
No, it wouldn't.
That is...
Why not?
Because it's all in space.
Not the... Oh, but the initial bit is just, someone's house got wrecked.
Yeah, I have a suggestion that is, it's, like, focused on the Marvels, but it's very clearly, like, a musical, maybe even funded by the government, explaining all of those shit that might have happened. I have a slightly better idea.
I quite like that.
What if it's the Marvels, but it's a high school play?
Yes.
Done by Captain
and they invite Captain Marvel to see it, and she has to bite her tongue the entire time.
Yeah. It's like, that's not how that...
also like the idea of, hear me out, Loki, one of the Loki variants escapes... Is it variants or deviants?
Variants.
There's too many iants.
Whatever.
Deviants are Eternals, and we won't speak of them.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Sure.
One of the Loki variants, like, we just follow him, and he just escapes, and he sees the Rogers musical, and he's like, what the fuck? You can just make a whole musical about yourself? I'm gonna do that, because Tom Hiddleston is such a fucking theater kid. He would 1000% play Loki. Loki is a theater kid.
Hear me out.
That boy is 1000%.
Phase 5, right? Who says we have to do it in present day? Because there's that bit at the beginning of Loki season 2 where he's in Soho. I'll let you finish, but there is that bit where he's in Soho in the 70s. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so that is literally what I was describing. Okay. In terms of Loki is like, I'm gonna make my own musical before any of the Avengers have one.
But it's the Loki musical, in Soho, yeah.
And it's the Loki musical, and it's all about him. But there's aspects of it that are kind of true. It's just that it's a very self-centered musical.
McDonald's has to be mentioned.
It's like Hamilton, but Loki.
I like that. But it's Hamilton done by Hamilton, rather than... Yeah. So it's like if Lin-Manuel did a musical about... that is Hamilton.
How did a bastard orphan...
Oh my god, it's just Hamilton. There we go, we've cracked it.
Okay.
Brother of Thor and
bastard orphan brother of Thor.
Because it's son of a horse.
Yeah.
How does a bastard orphan brother of Thor?
Hold on. So like,
I'm trying to incorporate Ice Giant, but I can't. Sorry, carry on.
I'm trying to think of like, okay, which Loki variant is this? And when
it's a new one. It's
but new. How much has he seen?
Nothing. It's like the very beginning is like it's just him getting thrown into. It doesn't have to be.
So it's pre-TVA Loki.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on in the Loki show. This is just about Loki.
So it's kind of like a Loki who was around during during the whole like shenanigans that happens at the end of Endgame. He sees all of that. He goes to the TVA, and then he's like, "Oh fuck this!" He escapes the TVA. He goes to the 70s in Soho, and then he produces a musical about this fantastical guy called Loki. And
then he's DB Cooper.
We have TVA reform that's happened, and they probably have a bit more, like, better worker rights now, which means they're probably entitled to some entertainment, which probably means there's a section of the TVA
Oh my God,
which is a
yeah.
theatre production.
which is a theatre production.
Yes, I love that.
And
So
it's
it's
a
in the
theatre
TVA.
production of the Loki series.
I like it that this is a Loki that tried to do it in the 70s in Soho, got
No, he
got
no,
returned.
No,
the
bro,
actor-
this
no,
is separate from that idea.
No. It's not. Hear me out. So he does that. He tries to do it in the 70s. He gets returned to the TVA, and then he continues his work there.
Yes.
Okay,
Right?
so
And
he
he plays
gets
himself.
captured again,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Listen, we'll
Yeah.
lighten your sentence if you do
Yeah.
something for us."
Yeah, if you
Okay,
do
cool.
what you were
now
about
that
to do,
we've
but
incorporated
Yeah.
the lore in which
Actually, no,
us
no,
writing this
no,
musical
actually-
takes
what
place.
do you mean
Actually-
no? What do you mean no?
Tom, we haven't
Wait,
started
wait,
the fucking
wait,
timer.
wait. Actually, no.
We can ignore the timer at this point. Fuck it.
It's not Loki. It's those two fuckers from the Thor movies that it's
Yes.
It's variants of them who became successful.
So it's Matt Damon
We're like,
and
sorry, you're
what's
not
his
allowed.
face?
And
Matt Damon
Luke
and-
Hemsworth.
Luke Hemsworth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's them in the TVA, having been like captured by the TVA.
Yeah.
And they're like being processed when all the reformed shit happens. Not Reform UK.
Okay.
Who went
And-
there? Oh, you probably.
No, I went there after Tom said it out loud. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
But and so they're about to get like pruned, and then they're
Uh-huh.
like, actually, actors, you say, well,
Actors,
we've
you
had
say.
an idea, and we'll let you live if you make a play for us about.
So they're literally
The
dancing
Timekeepers.
for amusement so they don't die?
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the TVA
Amazing.
still, I think the TVA.
You
is still
know,
a bit
in
fucked
prison
up,
they put on musicals, right?
Yeah, I know, but no one
Yeah.
says, do this musical or I'll fucking
No,
kill
but
you.
it helps you
mu-
get like good behavior points
Yeah.
and shit because
Yeah,
the private prison system.
No,
is so
that bit's the
fucking
believable bit. It's more, do this or we'll blip you.
That's about right, though.
Stupid. Yeah,
Fuck,
but like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like an alternative. It's like do your community service or it's the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, normal phrase.
All right, let's start the
Director's
timer.
chair, electric chair. You pick.
Real.
Let's start the timer.
Right.
Fine.
So,
So
How
how
much
does
of-
a bastard?
how does a bastard orphan
Orphan.
son of four?
No, brother
No,
of
brother
Thor.
of four.
Thor.
Son of four.
Son of
I'm
Thor
tired,
also
man. I'm
doesn't
tired,
fit,
boss.
like,
Yeah, brother of four.
brother of Thor and because okay in the musical it's a
I reckon we
Scotsman.
just sit here and let Rue work it
I'm
out
gonna
for 15
I'm gonna
minutes.
pull up every song from Hamilton.
Yeah, yeah.
I am so real. I think
Hamilton,
that
right,
the
Hamilton.
joke here
I'm not-
should be
okay,
that Loki.
Pull up Hamilton song. Hamilton
It's
song.
okay. I can pull it up.
It's Tom's job.
Is that how you spell it?
Yeah, actually, Tom's the one that insisted
He
on
was
connecting
like,
his
"Oh,
computer
guys, I
screen
have
to the
connect
TV.
the monitor.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are.
A lot of songs.
Holy
It's fine.
fuck.
It's fine.
There are 46
It's
songs.
fine because we can zoom through them because a lot of them are like
Helpless is a good one.
what would helpless be?
It's Loki being captured by the TVA and exclaiming that he is now helpless.
I think we need to. Okay.
So even the
I'm-
songs which are about
I think-
other
I think you're
characters.
taking this too literally.
Yeah, I think you're using. Both of you are using this too much as a crutch.
No.
Nah, how
I haven't
dare
even
you.
begun
How
to
dare
lean
you.
on it. Okay, I only sang the first line. Okay, the Alexander Hamilton one is a song that introduces him throughout his entire backstory, told by the people around him. You can literally have. There's a moment where like his
Mobius.
wife sings, right? So instead of it would be
Mobius.
like his mother.
No, it's
Mobius.
Mobius.
Definitely.
It's Mobius.
No. See, you understand. Aaron Burser is on there. I've stood up for anybody who.
It was dramatic for no reason.
I've been sitting on the couch, which is a whole level lower than everyone
Yeah.
else, and now I've gotten
Like
up
the
because I'm
stage-
taking a
like
stand.
Like the stage production for Ant-Man.
It's called levels.
Yeah. Me explaining a video game for the first time.
Okay. Aaron Burser is on this,
Mm-hmm.
which is where he meets his, like, foil for the entire show, who eventually becomes his enemy, but, like, we don't have to think about that. That's just Hamilton stuff. That is when he meets Morbius.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
It's Mobius.
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 Yeah.
Fuck!
It's
Mobius.
It's
Careful.
Mobius.
That's Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
And he's played by Owen Wilson, because I think Owen Wilson would just be in his own play. And
We can't keep doing this.
And okay,
You
and
don't
then
have to
my
lie that
shot is
costly.
about Loki just being like, what is this thing? Greater purpose or glorious
Glorious
purpose.
Purpose.
That's his my shot thing where he's like, I'm here for a glorious purpose,
Oh, and we
and
can
then it's
have-
all of the shit that
and
he
we-
did.
And it's him usurping Odin in 4.
It's like a thing of all of the that is
But that's
being
his initial
sung,
one, and then
that's being sung when Mobius is taking him through all the shit
I feel
he's
like
done.
Glorious Purpose is his main theme that keeps coming back to.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Like
My Shot.
Yeah, like My Shot.
And I really
know what I'm
really
talking
like the
about.
idea that the final song is the final reprise of Glorious Purpose, and the staging of it is just a set of stairs that goes up past what you can see, because you know Loki's like walking up the stairs with all of the like strands and stuff.
Yeah.
It's him like finally ascending to godhood, and he's ascending like through the roof of the stage.
Yeah.
Like up to like the upper bits, so that the audience can no longer see where he is as he's like
10 dual commandments, I think, has to be one of them. Even if it's just 10 TVA rules
So
or something.
10 Dual Commandments is a song that sets up the theme for how he dies later. So 10 Dual Commandments is them going through literally the
Oh, wait, no, so when
etiquette
he's
of a
doing
duel.
that walk up, everyone's trying to like prepare different things around him. Right? So the 10 dual commandments being like the song where he kind of gets sent to his death at the end.
I would actually say that. I hate that this has become a Hamilton podcast, and I'm sure Tom hates me more for it, but it's okay, because it's fine.
I hate this.
At the end of Hamilton, there's a song where everybody sings about like him after he died and what he did. That is better for Loki being gone. And the thing that he did.
That song,
he's gone, but this is the impact he made, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then we don't have to think about any of the ones with the Schuyler sisters, as much as I love them.
Yeah.
And then
the problem with you doing these based on the songs
No,
is
it's
that
not-
you get.
it's not based on the songs.
We're not. It's a bit,
it's
Thomas.
that it is a.
the
It's
problem-
a.
the problem
You
with-
guys haven't heard Evita. You guys don't. You haven't heard the other things I could reference.
No,
this is the most
but the problem
mainstream thing I
is
could
that
bring
we're
up.
not. Is it like what is this? So what happens in this play?
It is Loki's life.
Which bits?
It is the
You haven't said. You've just listed the songs.
It's fine.
No. I'm giving you guys the framework I'm talking about. Then we're gonna talk about it. Now that I've talked about the ending, we skip the other middle bullshit about the Civil War and like financial deficit or whatever. And
Yeah, it's all boring anyway.
it's all yes. I mean, no, but whatever.
People are fighting. I'm just
I
saying.
like this
Fucking hate
musical.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I think we all do, but I still
don't
still
hate
will put on
him, I
Hamilton
think-
every now and then. Like
I don't hate him.
I-
I think he's a product of what I've said millions of times, where people get overhyped in the media and then people start hating them because
Yeah.
they're
It
overhyped.
pisses me off when I see him in things I'm watching.
Okay, good
really
for you.
though,
Yeah.
really, you care that much? Okay.
I like.
he
He's a
looking-
good writer. Because the minute he
He's alright.
didn't write for Moana fell off. So it's clear that he has a skill.
True.
Mm.
But I think that's because Disney has actively forgotten how to make like musicals.
I
Because
don't
Lin-Manuel Miranda was doing all of them for him.
It's like
For
if
them.
you're a sports team and you have one really good player, if you rely on them too much,
Yeah.
and when they're not there,
Well, they
you're
did
like,
it in
well,
the
fuck.
past. They did it in the past with Alan Menken.
But you can absolutely unlearn like it's a problem where like if you rely on someone to make all of your content
Mhm.
and then they're not there,
Yeah.
you've not built up
I think
anyone
it's more
else
that they
to
did a
replace them.
sequel to a very Lin-Manuel Miranda like
Yeah.
coded like soundtrack that without Lin-Manuel Miranda. Anyway, so the thing I was saying was it's a biopic type musical. Unfortunately, the only one that I can reference that you guys will understand is Hamilton.
I know. No, I don't know that many.
Yeah, go on, name one.
Sweeney Todd.
That's not a okay.
It is. He's a real person.
He's a real person.
Let me see.
Oliver Twist is so real.
But these are all technically
Fuck.
biographical.
No, because that's not.
Yes.
They're tales. They're at least tales about people.
Wow.
But they're set in the
Yeah,
universe
yeah,
where
yeah,
they're,
tales
they're
about
set in
people.
they're set in the
So
universe
there's
where
the
they're
like
real, so
Tina
they're all-
Turner musical. There is Evita, which I haven't seen in a while, so I don't remember much
Mhm.
about.
It's like
There
Bohemian
is
Rhapsody.
there's Hamilton. That's not a musical.
Hairspray.
Bohemian Rhapsody is not a musical.
I can name
No.
some
Rocket Man
Hairspray
is,
songs.
though. Rocket Man is.
Is it? No, I
Yeah,
think
is.
it.
Yeah, it is.
How
It's
is it a musical?
It's technically a jukebox musical. He doesn't sing the songs. It's not like he doesn't sing the songs.
Aren't there his songs?
Yeah,
Yeah, so they can't convey the story.
you'd think, but they do. They're played out of order from when he.
I have a
makes
very
them.
I have a very specific idea of the difference between a musical and a movie with songs in it that we will talk about when there isn't a timer going.
Fascinating.
But yeah, anyways, now you can take Hamilton off the screen, because that is all I wanted to say, is that this is a biopic thing where we kind of bastardize a little bit, because, like, obviously Hamilton doesn't very, very accurately portray the lives of the founding fathers.
Do you know what I like as the excuse in canon, maybe? Is that they heard of Hamilton, and then they're kind of frauds themselves. They're kind of a bit pathetic. So they're kind of
I don't think you have to think too hard. I think
Hamilton.
Let's do it like Hamilton, and then they do it. Even like a gag I would do is a variant of Lin-Manuel Miranda that doesn't write In the Heights or something.
Yeah.
Gets pulled in to do it.
So he's the director of these two actors.
How much of Loki's life are we dealing with here? Because you guys are doing behind the scenes stuff and you haven't once mentioned what the play is about.
Again, we start off with his backstory of what like him in growing up in fucking
Asgard,
thank you.
Yes.
All that. It's narrated by the people in his life. He meets, because this is set in the TVA's portrayal of him, like, obviously they know a lot about him, so they can pick and choose what they use of his life. I think his mother is definitely an important character in it. So she definitely has, like, some song where she's like, you know, it's a song that she sings to him about, like, I don't know, you have a glorious purpose or something. Because glorious purpose is definitely for sure
that's
his,
that's a theme.
Motif. And then Thor, now this is up to whether, like, because it's a Loki variant writing it, the way he portrays Thor would be, like, meathead who did, like, never, like, does anything. Yeah. He's, like, his comic relief character. Like the donkey to his Shrek kind of thing, and whether or not that's accurate or not doesn't matter. Okay, feel free to have ideas.
I'm kind of.
You guys interrupt me every single time I talk, and now I'm.
I sat my ass down and I
sat my ass down. Listen.
No, so. Because, like, bear in mind, this is a Loki...
Men's Health is Loki Dead. It's such a wild magazine to be talking about.
I mean, it's about a man's health.
Yeah. Is he doing okay, guys?
Men's health.
He's the god of time now. How is he looking?
About Loki.
Anyway, so bear in mind, this is a Loki that hasn't been... that like, gets to 2012, and then is immediately put into the TVA.
Yeah.
So, we can't deal with, like... We can have a song that's
we can have a
song about the catch-up, of, like, hey, this is the trajectory your
that
life
you
was
were going
in.
To be on, yeah.
And then, like...
You would have died at this point.
We can even
by
have
Thanos.
a Loki that he knows about as much up until maybe Battle of New York, maybe even right before he gets the fucking
This is a massive circle jerk. So the female Loki variant is going to be far less nuanced in this, I think. She is just going to be a generic love interest. Yeah. Is the way I see that.
Well, he wouldn't have met her.
No, but the musical is about the Loki from the Loki TV show.
Oh, right,
because it's commissioned for the TVA to explain that they're like Lord and Savior Loki that, like, freed the TVA from the control of He Who Remains.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I like that. She's very, it's like, kind of like flat character.
Any nuance that the show has, you kind of remove it.
I think the villain
blonde soprano
should
type.
Be... Like, the villain song... should be originally just, like, when the TVA is explained, like, the rules of the TVA are explained.
Yeah.
That's our villain song that gets kind of repeated over and over again every time Loki tries to do something a bit out there. And they're like, you can't do this because of the sacred time. Like, it's called, like, the sacred timeline is what the song is called.
And it's definitely not the 10 Jewel Commandments.
And then...
okay, you're...
And then the like final bit is like him meeting He Who Remains at the end, and He Who Remains song is like a version of the Sacred Timeline song, but with like more. It has like there's bits that in the
double
original
meaning
song
stuff.
It's double meaning stuff, and there's stuff that like
musical theater's like, bread and butter
was missing from the original.
Yeah.
Because he only has the context for what the song is really talking about.
Yeah.
I think he'd have like a deep bass voice as well. Because that'd be fun.
Oh, God, what else?
And then I think you're right about the Sylvie thing where she's kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
There's definitely a song with like all of the different Lokis, and it's like called like the Ballad of the Lokis or some shit, and it's like I for some reason my first thought was sea shanty. Which
what if throughout the thing, like, because like they know that the time slipping happens, but they don't know like when.
What's
So we just have like another Loki appearing and disappearing like throughout, like
it's a double roll,
like peeking his head through like around the curtains and stuff, and be like, "Whoa!" And you don't really address it until you get back around to it.
I feel like. Who's that character that is in the basement area? Ouroboros,
yeah.
I really think that he needs a character there, just because I can imagine the real life Ouroboros just sitting there being like, "I'm going to watch the stage play. It's me every time."
He would get his own song. Are you kidding me?
I think he gets his song that's called The Handbook. And it's like it's about the handbook,
and he's the most beloved character.
And then you can do
another
one
because he's the only person watching this fucking musical.
Yeah.
You can do another reprise of the handbook from Victor Timely, who's talking. So that the handbook is a song about how much he likes the handbook because he got it because of how great its author is, who's Victor Timely.
Yeah,
and then you do another scene where Victor Timely is singing the exact same song but about Ouroboros instead, and the songs are like that, and then you can if they meet, you then have like both of them singing.
Yeah.
I think that's it, to be honest. I think this is a very simple musical. I think the fun of it is the meta that it is present in.
Yeah.
Now I will spend the next 1 minute and 7 seconds singing. Just cut it here and pretend that I sang.
Go.
Go, sing.
I'm not
sing,
doing it for free.
Sing. Yeah, do it then.
Tom's playing applause noises in my head.
Do we just cut here?
Are we not? Are we not doing the staging stuff?
Nah, fuck it.
Oh, I mean,
it's the TVA.
Again, the staging for this would be really simple.
For the rest of them.
We did that. We did that during the stuff.
No, this is why I wanted to talk about it when it was fresh in our minds.
Yeah, man.
I'm just going to talk about, well, you can end the timer because that countdown is really stressing me out. But also, I don't like the passage of time.
In life?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also the song I'm going to write for Loki.
I don't like the passage of time.
I do not like the...
It insists upon itself.
Time insists upon itself.
It does, though. This is completely unrelated, but I had a student yesterday who was like, because I was talking, I can't remember.
How much can you say
Are you not allowed to
while we're recording?
I'm allowed to talk about class.
Okay.
I'm not like, and this is his social security number. Like, I had a student who was mentioning that, like, he basically was going into like, well, the concept of things isn't real, and I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, like, time isn't a real thing. Like, we just like it was this, and I was like, yes, the passage of time isn't a real thing. Would you like to stay here for another 3 hours then, or would you like to end class in 5 minutes? And he shut the fuck up. Anyway, that was just what that reminded me of, because he kept going like, time is a construct, and I was like, yes, but it's constructed for a reason.
Yeah, time is a construct explaining how you get older.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, it started from me going...
And this is why I have the maths isn't real, technically, theory.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Because maths is an explanation to things that can be calculated.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was explaining English literature, because I'm an English teacher.
This is how we're ending the podcast today, Tom. We're going to talk about how maths is a construct.
What in heaven's name are you talking
about?
No.
So there are things that you can quantify in the universe.
Right.
Quantumania 5.
Before we get back to Rue's point, but there are things that you can quantify in the universe, right?
Right.
But in order to quantify them, you have to invent maths to quantify them.
You don't invent maths, you find maths.
I
really disagree, but go on.
No, go on.
Because if
we
all
please carry on.
For
context, this has
been
an ongoing argument.
6 years.
Yeah, we've been having this argument for over 6 years at this point.
Right.
Hi, this is Rue Gupte. Definitely not starting again after
Nobody
the
forgot
pod
to
track
put
immediately.
the pod track in the charging port.
Someone.
It's not my fault, guys.
Thomas.
Someone. Ugh. This is why women something.
Real.
Pretend I said something about women's empowerment.
Poignant. Yeah.
Anyway, that's all for today.
And that.
Right. Okay.
I will now proceed to do an entire tap number for the
plug your stuff. Plug your stuff.
Follow us on Instagram at Poet Punch. Is it at Poet Punch?
Should be at Poet Punch Productions.
At Poet Punch Productions, you'll find us.
Yeah.
And we're the only ones stupid enough to make short films about like Reddit threads. And follow me on Instagram at Ruminate, because I am an artist as well. If you like things like
Poet Punch Productions
art, Poet Punch Productions.
All one
also
word,
on YouTube,
lowercase.
and definitely don't look up the word Saturday on Spotify
with Night and Drive right
with
after
Night and Drive
Yeah.
right after that because we're totally
That would not be a podcast
Worst
at all.
mistake of my life.
What?
Tom
Looking
hasn't.
it up.
Oh, what? You're going to be on the next
No,
one?
that I looked it up.
Oh,
Okay.
it's great.
But
You see, sometimes bits happen. And you're meant to
Nah.
kind of follow along.
Nah,
with them.
I don't believe you.
I thought you were saying like
Not
you
funny.
being on it was the worst mistake ever, and I was going to be like, you're not on it.
Yeah.
If you like Cars, like the movies, if you like Criminal Minds,
If you like Criminal Minds,
if you
seasons
like the
1 to
sound
7.
of my voice,
If you like Cars, like
if
the
you
machine.
don't like Tom,
If you like whatever
Yeah,
that
if you
Robbie
don't-
Coltrane film is.
if you've ever watched the movie 2006's, I actually don't know, movie starring Robbie Coltrane called Gooby,
Yeah.
and you hated it as much
Then
as
we
do.
reference that for maybe 1 minute in one episode.
Yeah, I have a lot of views on it.
Yeah,
if you
phone's
are
ringing.
Matthew Gray Goobler. Oh, and thank you for that. My boss is definitely not calling me.